There we go. So the way this works, Kate, is we try to keep it to about 15 minutes to show you something about Blackboard or some other technology, and then we leave 15 minutes open for any questions, whether it's about what we talked about or anything at all. You know, who will win the World Series, you know, whatever, anything at all. We'll answer any questions whatsoever. And then we try to wrap this up in about 30 minutes. So today we're talking about banners and how to make your course a little more reflective of your own personality and your course, and how to personalize it a little bit. The thing that I've also found over the years with banners and doing this sort of personalization for your course is that it makes your course more easily recognizable to your students.
Right.
So it might not seem like that's a big deal, but you'd be surprised students frequently get confused which course they're in if they all look exactly alike when they click on it. So
and for faculty too, if you have multiple courses and all the banners look the same, you really have to stop for a minute and figure out where am I,
right.
You know, so it helps.
So our course template, our college template, I should say, has sort of a generic college banner on it that we put on it. But if you want to personalize it, we're going to show you how to do that today. So the first thing you have to do, and I need to pull up my notes real quick, I apologize, but the first thing you have to do is you have to build the banner. So so that we do that in just PowerPoint. And to build a PowerPoint slide that's the correct dimensions to add as a Blackboard banner, you would go up to Design, and then way down there at the end, you've got slide size. And you can do sort of a generic widescreen or a standard, you know, 16 by 9 or 14 by or 4 by 3, or you can do a custom slide size. And so if you open the custom size, and what we've done is we're looking at one that's already the right size, but you might want to write this down. But if you set the width to 8 inches and the height to 1.5 inches, that should be right to fit into the space you have for the banner on your Blackboard course site. So 8 by 1.5 should work.
We are also going to make this template available to everyone.
Right.
So if you don't want to start from scratch, you can just use this template, and what you would do is from here, let's say, okay, from here you might just, if you like this one or any of these, you can duplicate anywhere, or you can just, like in any PowerPoint, start a brand new blank slide, and you can see here that it'll give you the size and you can start from scratch.
Right. So there's a whole bunch of them in here. Kate, yours is probably in here.
Yeah.
So if you want to play around with it, it's in there somewhere. I'm sure it is.
I'm sure it is. Go ahead. You can keep going.
Anyway, so, you know, you can change yours. You can take one of the others. You can move it, you know, do whatever you want. So, okay, so we've got our slide. So you created a blank slide there, Dawn. So do you want to go back to it?
I should.
Okay. And so typically what we do is we add an image to it. And people, you know, frequently ask, okay, where can you get images? Well, there's a lot of sources, but the easiest one, honestly, is just Google Images. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, but wait, are those copyrighted? And you would be right, most of them are. So the way to get around that, we have Victoria and a call-in user.
It might be Victoria.
Victoria, are you calling in, or are you?
This is Shalee. Can you hear me?
Oh, hi, Shalee. Yeah.
Hi there.
Welcome.
My computer says that WebEx is not supported by my system, so I thought I'd call in.
Well,
okay.
Thank goodness we have that backup plan.
So you're not able to see?
No.
Are you just listening? Oh, that's weird. We need to tell Dawn that and get that fixed. Well, what we were just discussing is where you can get images to create your banners. So what Dawn has done is gone to Google Images, and we decided that cooking is a good search term because there are such fabulous, really vibrant pictures of food out there, and it's close to lunch, so let's go ahead and make ourselves hungry. But what you want to look for are the usage rights. So what Dawn did was she clicked on Search Tools up there, and that brings down that second row of buttons. And so usage rights is right there, almost on the right. And what you want to do is click on Labeled for Reuse. So if you click on that, now you're going to get fewer choices. And the choices are going to get a little weird, I will warn you. Depending on the topic you put in, I've often been sort of both shocked and amazed at what I've gotten. So just beware of that. But these are images that are that are not copyrighted. They're available for reuse. So, and there are some other places you can go to look for stock photos that are free if you're looking for that, and we can cover that on another time. But for now, we'll just use Google Images for the with the usage rights that are free. So let's say we want to maybe use this image of looks like people in a cooking class. So what Dawn's going to do is just copy that image, right-click, copy image, and then she's going to go back to her PowerPoint, and she's going to paste that in, and it might be huge, and it is. So we're going to resize it down so that it fits on the slide.
And then I won't spend a lot of time with this, but just if you're not already familiar, whenever you have an image and you get this tab pops up, the Picture Tools format, and we like to play with it a little bit and give it a little soft edge or maybe a frame or a circle, and it's completely up to you what you do. Let's go ahead and give it a little shadow and soft edge here.
Yeah, softening that edge sometimes makes it look like it kind of just fades into the background of the slide. It's a nice sort of general purpose effect you can give your image on a PowerPoint slide. So then what you would need is to put the other information you'd want, probably the course title. One thing we also wanted to show you is if you want to include like a UC logo, there is there on the UC website. Dawn, I don't know if you've got that pulled up, or if you could pull it up.
You can very easily. You can just go to the main UC website, and what I type in here usually is branding to get to the branding page, branding initiative. And over here on the right-hand side, UC provides you already with templates for Word and PowerPoint if you ever have a presentation to give or a need for a newsletter or something that is UC branded. But what we like to go to is the logos and graphics. And you can see them all here. And these are approved logos and graphics that you can use on all of your information.
Right.
And they're up here.
So generally, yeah, you can grab them all as a zip file so you get them all, or you can copy them right off of that page. Generally, if you get the zip file, they're probably a little better resolution. They look a little bit better on the slide. But we're just going to copy one and grab it and put it on our slide. And then you can add, you know, College of Allied Health Sciences to that. This is a nice one because it's white, so it blends into the white background. So Dawn can add anything else she wants in this.
Just like you would on any PowerPoint, you insert a text box. Oh, that's not how you spell that.
Introduction to Cooking.
Cooking.
It's a whole different class. So you put any information you want, arrange it however you want. And now, here's something else that maybe you didn't know that you could do with PowerPoint. You can save PowerPoint slides as pictures. So as soon as Dawn's done playing with her.
Sorry.
So now, if you go up to File, Save As, and save it wherever you want to. And then you can change the name of it. And using the Save As type, you'll see you've got all these types of things you can save PowerPoints as, and you want to scroll down and use either JPEG or PNG. Either one is fine. So go ahead and click JPEG, and then click Save. And now it will ask you just this slide, or do you want to save all the slides that way? And we just want this one. And now this slide is saved as a JPEG, as an image, in the folder where we put it. So there it is. So Dawn's opening it in her picture viewer so you can see it. There it is. So now we're ready to put it in our Blackboard site. So Dawn, you want to flip over to our demonstration site. And we already have, as you see here, we have a banner. Now, this was created by Kaylin. Kaylin is very creative, and went to great lengths to create creative banners. We're going to replace this with the one we just created. So the way you do that is you go down into your control panel and you click Customization. And oddly enough, the button you want is Teaching Style. It doesn't make any sense. We don't understand it, but that's the button you want. I think it has to do with the look of the course reflecting your style, but that's not intuitive at all. And so here's where you can choose how to change your buttons, how to change your menu layout, all of that stuff. And you also choose your banner. It's the last thing down here at the bottom. So what we're going to do is we're going to say delete this banner.
Which you would also do, because with the college template, there's a standard banner in there. So when you go to put your new banner in, you would always need to delete this banner so that it replaces the one that's existing there now.
Correct. So now we're going to browse to our new banner. Which we try to bury as deeply as we can into our share drive.
Banner, 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 banner.
Now, it won't show up here, so don't panic if you click the banner you want and the old one is still there, because what we're telling Blackboard to do is delete this one and put this one up there. And that, so as long as you've clicked delete and chosen
your
new
name
one,
will be here.
Right,
yeah,
right.
File name.
So that threw me off the first couple times I did that. Go ahead and click submit.
You're thinking.
Oh, sorry, I thought you hadn't clicked it yet. I was wondering, why aren't you clicking submit? So then we go to the announcements, which is the landing page for the course. And ta-da, there's our new banner. Okay? So occasionally, I will tell you that once in a while, when I open a course, and I don't know if it's something that, because the way we access courses through our administration account, but you won't see the banner, you'll just see like a little image icon and it'll say banner in real small. If that ever happens, click the refresh. You see the Dawn, if you see the top of the menu, yeah, right over there. Click that, and usually what that does is it kind of wakes Blackboard up and says, oh yeah, I've got a new banner, and it makes it show up. So that just happened to occur to me because that does happen occasionally. But so that's it. That's how you do banners. Does anyone have any questions either about banners or anything at all that you have a question about regarding Blackboard or any of the tools that we use? Really, we're wide open here. PowerPoint, anything.
Yeah, this was a very obviously quickly done banner. Feel free to be creative, and you can see in here these are all the different banners we've done over the years. So you can get some ideas on how to reposition some things, add some things, move your stuff around. All sorts of things. So just this is really, there's not a whole lot of creativity capabilities in Blackboard, but this is one way that you can put yourself on your course and have an opportunity to put something creative in there. You know.
Right.
So.
Right. Dawn and I have actually gotten kind of into banner competitions before and tried to outdo one another with our banners that we've created.
I have a quick question, and I apologize for being late to the dance, but I used Chrome and I was able to get in, so I could really see. Yeah, it made me just happier because this is definitely a visual.
Yes.
So with respect to picking up the UC branding and plopping that into PowerPoint, I know where to go in the UC website to get the brand. The thing is plopping it into the PowerPoint. Do you just use a PowerPoint
yes.
brand? Is that what you do? Or how do you do that?
Yep. We're going to put this entire PowerPoint slide deck somewhere where you all can have access to it. So it's already said and done here. However, if you wanted to start your own, you would do so by, if you just opened up PowerPoint, you'd go under Design. And the key to the banner is getting it the right size. And so you would go to Slide Size over here on the right and customize the slide. And what you're looking for here is 8 inches wide by 1.5 inches tall.
Oh,
okay. Is that what you were asking, Shirley, about the sizing?
Well, I just wanted to make sure that I could get it into PowerPoint so I could do the JPEG.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
once you do that, or if you just, so once you do that, then you get a slide at this size. So from the home page, you can then say new slide blank, and then you're working on a blank slide, and it's just the way you would use PowerPoint. You can copy and paste images in, the logos in, add a text box, say whatever you want. Here it becomes very familiar because it's PowerPoint. And then when you're done designing it, is that final step of saving it as a picture, just that one slide you can save as a picture, saving that, and then, and then you upload the picture slide, and that becomes your banner in your course.
Thank you all very much. This was great.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is a fun one. You know, all the other ones we do are pretty technical, but we were excited about this one because we get excited about making them.
And it's a fairly easy way to, like I said, just set your course apart. You know, I think students appreciate when you make your course reflect, or make your course site, I should say, reflect what the course is about and a little bit of yourself. I think they appreciate that. So, so hopefully this is something you can use. Are there any other questions about anything else?
Yeah, I have a question.
Sure.
So it looked like when you pulled up the banner for your new class, that it actually didn't fit. It looked too small.
Okay. It's not going to cover the entire top area. And the reason we do that is because, and you could probably make this 15 inches wide and play with the slide design. But the thing to keep in mind is every single one of your students has a different computer that they're looking at. So I happen to have a large screen here, and this large screen and the resolution is small, so I can fit a lot of stuff on what I'm looking at. Some people have larger resolution, and so basically it starts looking like this. And it depends on the size of the screen that they're looking at. And so the reason we chose this size was this is kind of a, you know, in the middle size to try to fit most folks' resolution on their screen.
Okay, thank you.
And it's another reason why white is a good choice, because then it doesn't, it blends in with the white background of the banner space. And so, you know, you could play with the size a little bit and make it a little longer, and then you'd probably have to resize some of, like your image is going to look squished if you pull it out. But and of course, if you're, you know, really proficient with like Photoshop or GIMP or one of the image editing, you can really go to town. I mean, that was Kalen's big talent, was he was a wizard with Photoshop, so he could create some really cool things. We're not that good.
Do we have a license for Photoshop?
You know, I don't.
I mean, like as a.
Not as a college.
But I don't know.
Yeah, it's a per computer license, so it would have to be. I do believe as faculty, through the bookstore, you get a significant discount if you were to purchase it. Always, and that's just rule of thumb. Before you ever buy any kind of software on the market for anything that you need, go to the bookstore first, because our UC bookstore has significant discounts for faculty, staff, and students on major platforms and software. So, for instance, you can get the entire Microsoft Office suite for $10. I mean, significant discount. So if Photoshop is something that you want and are interested in, I don't know that the college supplies it necessarily, but there's opportunity for you to purchase that through the bookstore pretty easily, I believe. So they do track you, though. They take your name and number and make sure you're not buying multiple. So
if you want to use, there's a free tool called GIMP, G-I-M-P.
Oh yeah, I've heard. I haven't used it, but I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's every bit as powerful as Photoshop, to be perfectly honest. I have it. I use it sparingly, mostly because I don't have the time to learn it. But I wouldn't have the time to learn Photoshop either. So, but it does everything Photoshop would do, and it's perfectly free. So.
I like free.
Yeah, free is good. Free is good.
especially when it's powerful. It makes it so much better.
It's free, it's powerful, and it's safe. It's not like you're going to get a bunch of malware or adware when you download it. So those three things are rare. So yeah, to have them all in one program. So any other questions we can answer today? We don't have to go 30 minutes. We're not going to make you stay here for 30 minutes. So. Okay. Well, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Victoria.
No, I was just saying thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You're very welcome. It's good to see more people coming to these. Our next one will be November 4th, the first Wednesday in November at 10:30. Same bat time, same bat channel. And next time we're going to be talking about how to export and import your course, which is something that's useful to do if you need to save a version of your course offline. There are go ahead.
Or copying your course. So a lot of people
Right.
do the course copy.
Right.
And so we're going to talk about that a lot and talk about how
Right.
exporting and importing is a little safer way to course copy. So so I think we will probably get a lot of hits on that one because I know that it's coming up. People are preparing for spring. And so we want to talk through some of the better processes to getting your course copied and not losing files and so forth.
Correct. So we'll have that in November, and as always, we are recording this, so I will send out a link to the recording, and the link will also include the location. What I've been doing is posting these to our wiki, and I'll put the slide deck in the wiki. Eventually, we're going to move all that stuff over to some web space on our web page now that we have a brand new spanking web page. We just haven't had a chance to do that yet. So, but I'll make these materials available to you after we're finished here. So,
perfect.
Okay, everybody. Thanks
Happy
so much
Wednesday.
for coming. Yep. Happy Hump Day.
Thank
All right.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
And where do